Welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute, your source of internet marketing inspiration.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute. I'm your host, John Henson, and what I wanted to share with you this week, I think we've talked about it briefly in some episodes several weeks ago, maybe even months ago, and it's all about, like how your marketing is kind of split up and just kind of the brain power that you need in order to do all of your marketing effectively. And what I mean by that is marketing is pretty interesting in the sense that there are two very different types of people that excel at marketing. And it's very, very rare to find one person who can do both. And so what do I mean by both? Well, on one hand, you have the analytical side of marketing. You have to be able to enjoy data, be able to parse data and sort through data and be able to interpret that data and make decisions based on that, be able to build those campaigns, the ads, being able to understand how to map everything out with all the frameworks, being able to, set up the landing pages to get it to communicate with your CRM, all of the technical analytical, stuff that goes into marketing. But then on the other hand, you have to be creative. Even if it's not just content, even if it's not just writing blogs or creating videos, you have to be creative in terms of your copywriting skills to create good ad copy that gets people to take action. You have to, have artistic skills to create good graphics. And so in my experience and what I've seen in a lot of other industries, including legal, is those are two very different people. I personally am kind of in the middle. I do the creative sides of things like that. I can write social media and ad copy. Obviously I do podcasting and I write blog articles and do videos and stuff like that. But my graphic designs are lacking. On the other side, I can understand the data. I can gather it. I can analyze it. I'm good there. I struggle with kind of visualizing the framework. Like if I have a written process in front of me, I can certainly build it out and do all that because I have the tech savvy to do it. But even then, I don't want this to sound very braggy by any means, but people like me are rare. It's very rare to find someone who has really serviceable skills in both of those areas. And so that's why, a law firm who maybe employs one dedicated marketing person, they do a good job in one of those two areas. And it's very rare and highly unlikely that they're doing an amazing job in both, right? And I think that, it's not their fault by any means, right? Like it's just the way we're wired. You have left brain people, you have right brain people. We actually had a center stage episode last week just talking about the psychology of things and how, a lot of lawyers are very analytical. They're good executors down in the weeds and doing that. But, there's not very many on that right side, that creative side, whatever. And so if you're if you only have one dedicated marketing person on your team, there's a pretty good chance that one aspect of your marketing is probably doing pretty well, whether it's the creative elements or it's the analytical frameworks and lead gen and stuff like that. Figure out what that is and then get them the supplemental help that they need in order to get every aspect of your marketing working well, right? It's almost like, if you've niched down in your firm, and let's say you only, you only advertise that you practice family law. And maybe one of your clients comes in, you're currently handling their divorce. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I got a speeding ticket. Can you just go ahead and handle this for me? You don't do speeding tickets. You kind of know how, what the process is like. And so you kind of do it, but it's difficult for you. It's not as seamless as doing all the family law stuff you do. It kind of works that same way. Your dedicated marketing person could probably do all those things. They could probably write articles. They could probably create some graphics, but it's going to be at a very basic level. It may not be as effective as it is if you also had either a creative minded person on staff or you outsource that to a creative minded person. So that's something to think about and consider this week, whether it's whether it's someone on your staff or you're outsourcing. I even see this uh, with people who outsource their marketing. A lot of people, they find the convenience in outsourcing to kind of this one-stop shop, who handles the direct mail, the social media, the blogging, the PPC, the SEO, all of it. And we even had this in our trends report this year. 71% of law firms are outsourcing their marketing, which is great, but almost 2/3 of them, 71% of law firms who outsource their marketing outsource it to a one-stop shop. And 2/3 of those lawyers are not satisfied with the results. And it's because, these companies are not able to do everything really well because they're all built mostly either creatively or they're built very analytically. And those two sides are going to clash a lot. And so that's why you want to work with an expert who just handles SEO, because that's on that analytical side. You also want to work with someone who handles just content, because that's that creative element, and they can work together, but one side is always going to have more power than the other. And so you want to, on our side, obviously we do the content. We're going to be that more creative. You're going to have more quality content because those are the kinds of people that are here. They're doing that all the time. And so that is just something to keep in mind and something to consider. I'm not saying you have to go out and fire your marketing person. I will recommend, though, that you get them supplemental help to bolster any kind of weakness that they have. We've kind of talked about this in the past, right? I may even be calling back to that same Center Stage episode last week with Gary Mitchell, where, in the past, it was all about, all right, we know what our strengths are, so let's spend time, working on our weaknesses and building those up. So let's say that you're a 7 as a copywriter, but a 3 as an SEO person. The thought was, rather than make your 7 copywriting skills a 9 or a 10, it was like, well, let's work on making that 3 SEO a 6 or a 7, and kind of get them close together. Now it's more about embrace your strengths, really focus on them, take that from a 7 to a 10, and then get help that you need, or let other people handle the things where you are not as skilled. And I think that allows for a lot more collaboration, allows for a lot more opportunity, and it allows for everything overall to end up better, because you're focusing your time and your energy, or you're allowing your team to focus their time and their energy on the things that they are good at, and then you are supplementing that and filling in those gaps with tools and resources that are even stronger than they are. So again, like I said, something to consider, especially in your own life, or just how your firm is operating. If you have a dedicated marketing person, make sure you understand where their skills lie, and then get them the supplemental help that they need to make it a well-rounded person. Maybe you go out and hire another person, or you outsource the areas that they're not as skilled in, right? So hope that was helpful. Hope that gives you something to consider. And just before we go, side note, if any of our Wisconsin listeners are out there, we're going to be at the Wisconsin Bar Conference here this week. I will be there. Hopefully, you come by, say hi. Would love to meet you, and chat a little bit about your marketing. Other than that, that's going to do it for us this week. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us. Please visit lawfirmmarketingminute.com for more information. We'll see you next time.